What's up? This is Christian, and as you know, I had some computer issues. I was able to bring it back to life. I had to sacrifice a lot, lost a lot of files, pretty much all of them, but it's working. It's running now. I installed iTunes. I installed my Ivy Cam. I installed, Chrome. I got a few things installed that I really need, and I want to see how well it's gonna do. So I'm gonna do a real quick video about how I kind of make my schedule. So what I like to do to start off with is I'll, put the real essentials, real basic things. I'll put my work schedule, which is this red. I work 10-hour shifts, so it's just a big block, a big block that I need to work around. And I'll put my class schedule, which is this black. Luckily, college classes, they give you, the lecture isn't too long. They give you a lot of time to do homework. And in computer science, at the college I'm at, they give you Fridays off. So I'll usually, as you can see, my work takes advantage of that. They put me on Fridays a lot of the time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my schedule now. Something important for me that I didn't really prioritize when I was first in school is sleep. So we're going to put that in right away. And sleep, kind of refreshing. Think of blue. That's a really dark blue. No, not that one. That's too light. We'll do this one. Okay, we need sleep, and then we need some homework time. And then we'll do that. Class is black, so we'll do gray, because we're kind of sad about that. And then we have some project time, which includes, the videos I've been making, my website project that I'm working on. So do that orange. I like going to the gym, so we'll do some gym time. Unfortunately, I'm unable to go as much as I would like to, but I like to do at least, 3 times a week. I like this green. All right, cool. So this is what we have, and then, we'll just keep it like that for now. So in case you guys have other things you're doing, you got your yoga class, you got to pick up your kids from school if they're actually physically going to school now. Your kids got karate, soccer. You can add that in there. Whatever you need, put it in. So what I like to start out doing is I'll put my sleep schedule. So ideally, if I don't have to, I don't like waking up super early. Unfortunately, some days I work at 6 a.m., so I will have to wake up pretty early. But, these days I don't have class till 10:30. So I usually like to get up around 7. So let's start off with that. We'll do it here. And then we'll just run this up. Boom. This is today, so I did wake up at 7 actually, so this kind of does apply, but what I do, I'm more concerned about what comes after. So if I'm getting up at 7, that means ideally I want to go to bed by 11 so I can wake up at 7. And I try to keep it consistent. So copy this across. Boom, boom, boom. And do the same thing here. Alright, cool. Alright. So we have our sleep schedule for my school days. We'll worry about this in a second. So I do like a morning ritual. I don't like to just wake up and then get into whatever I'm doing right away. I like to kind of let my body wake up, get into the zone by doing pretty much the same thing every day. Maybe in a later video, I'll kind of tell you guys what I do in the morning, but I typically try to keep it short, half an hour. And then if I have time, I like to wind down a little bit and do a different ritual at night. So I'll keep that there. Boom. And so to me, honestly, my personal projects are more important than my schoolwork. I want to use as much mental capacity as I have on those projects. And, when I'm pretty fresh, ready to go, it's in the morning. I am absolutely 100% not a morning person. I don't know, I'm just groggy, and it just doesn't work out for me. But since I've started doing these rituals, and since I've been doing the same thing every morning, waking up at the same time, I wouldn't say I've converted myself to a morning person, but I've become a lot more productive in my mornings. So I usually like to do projects until half an hour before my class starts, and I'll usually take a little water break, and I'll do whatever I need to. So we'll keep that consistent throughout the week. Luckily, it's pretty easy for me since I have a pretty more or less consistent schedule. The reason I chose to do this week is because my work schedule is consistent, but honestly, my work schedule isn't always like this. This is like the cleanest my schedule looks. A lot of the times I work evenings and I'll start at 1 p.m., which is the way some of my weeks work. I think next week I work one morning, so 6 to 4:30, and then Saturday, Sunday I work from 1 p.m. to midnight. So my schedule gets a little crazy, so it's very important that I have this optimized. Okay, so this is for my projects. You can choose what projects you want to do on these days. Usually I like to do my Python algorithms, so I'll do I can even just write HackerRank. So I'll usually record, upload my video, do whatever I need to do, and then on these days I'll usually do the Django project. So you can specify on here if you want to change it, do whatever you need to do. It's up to you. This is just the way I like to do it, okay? So then we have a break here, boom, go to class, boom. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. I usually like to keep it pretty consistent, so even on the days I don't have class, I like to do homework on these times. It keeps me kind of in the same frame. Honestly, consistency is very key for me and for a lot of people. So if you're not consistent, I would highly recommend trying to be as consistent as possible. I understand that, there's other things going on, people have other priorities, but just try to remain as consistent as you possibly can. Okay, so after doing all this, I usually like to take, I'll take like an hour break, give myself a little rest, especially after class. This block of lectures is kind of brutal, especially being online. There's not a lot of interaction. It's pretty much the professor lecturing and awkwardly waiting for people to answer. People are scared to answer. So as you can see here, we have what is this, 5 times 4, 20. We have 20 blocks, so that's 10 hours of extra project work, which is actually very, very good. If I stopped there, I would make a lot of progress on whatever projects I'm working on. But, I like to do a little extra. I like to do a little more. We'll get to that later. But for school, let's see, we have 6 plus 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh, I didn't count that right. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Okay, I did count that right. 9. And then, what is that? 8. So it's going to be like 17. About 8 hours. 8 hours of classwork. Right? 8 plus 6. I don't know, about 10 hours too. 10 hours of classwork, 10 hours of business work. And this is all just during the week. That's already pretty good. 20 hours worth of extra work that I gotta do. So now we have this big block of time that I can do whatever I want with. I typically like to take a little hour break after this big block, and depending on where I'm at, I don't know if I want to fully commit to project work or homework. So I'll make another category. We'll do a little mix, and then we'll make this one go purple. Oops, my bad. Go purple. So now here we can do pretty much whatever is bothering us, whatever we feel like we need to work on. That's what we'll do. And then we'll grind that out for a while. You can see here I'm not putting a lot of breaks because I usually follow Pomodoro time. If you don't know what that is, it's essentially I like to work about 20 minutes and then take 5 minutes breaks. I've been trying to increase to 25-minute and 5-minute breaks, so it's like even 30-minute intervals. And obviously I can't write that in here. I'm not gonna be writing 5-minute break, 5-minute break, 5-minute break. It's just something I know. This is just a framework of what I need to follow to be productive. Yeah. Just to have time blocks where I know I should be working and I shouldn't be on my phone, that type of stuff. Doesn't mean if you need to take your phone off of you, put it in a different room, do whatever you need to do. But typically I like to have my phone here because I like to listen to music on it. And that's just my personal preference. Okay, so we'll have this little half hour, a break, do whatever I need to do my stretches, whatever. And then night ritual, then go to bed. Boom. Getting out 8 hours to sleep. Boom, boom, boom. So, okay. So we're gonna need to make a little change right here because I'm gonna need to wake up earlier than usual in order to go to work. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to push this up as far as possible. So copy this. We'll pretty much do the night ritual right after class is over. Put that there. Boom. There we are. So now we're getting an extra hour and a half of sleep. Unfortunately, this day, we're gonna have to sacrifice a little bit because I do like to get some work done. I like to get at least an hour and a half a day. I like to get my morning ritual in. I need at least half an hour before work to leave. So I'll put this here. Boom. So you can see it's only half an hour, but typically I usually only need about 15 minutes to get ready. So I'll cut this a little short, get ready for work, and then go. Boom. So now we need to add the rest of our sleep. All right, what do we got? 1, 2, 3.5 plus 1, 2.5. That's 5, 6 hours. Yeah, 6 hours is usually my minimum. That's you can always get 8 hours of sleep. Ideally, you want to, if possible, but sometimes you just can't, which is fine. So I'm gonna try to keep this consistent. So I'll copy this over here. Boom. And on these weekends, I do like to just focus on my personal project, the Django website. These HackerRank are usually pretty easy. I'm usually done by like right here. So the rest of these times I can do my Django project for that last hour. Well, that's gonna stay there. So yeah. So you can add little comments on when you want the cutoffs to be. I don't know, I kind of look like I wrote Diego. And then one more thing, the gym sessions. Definitely don't let me forget that. Unfortunately, based on my new schedules, I've been sacrificing a lot of gym, which is kind of sad. But you gotta do what you gotta do, So typically I don't go over 45 minutes. Well, typically I don't go over an hour. I like to keep it 45 minutes, but it just depends on how many people are at the gym. You guys know how it goes, all you gym goers. So we'll have that there. And we want to be getting those 8 hours of sleep. So here we lose a lot. Let's see, let's just count how much we're getting. 1, 2, 3.5. So we need to add 4.5, which is going to be 9 spaces. So let's add 9 spaces. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. Boom. See, here we have time to go home. My gym is it's like right in between where I live and where I work. I work half an hour away from where I live, so it's 15 minutes. It'll give me time to go home, shower, I usually have a little snack. I don't like to eat too close to bed. Kind of, I don't know, it just doesn't really feel that good, to be honest. It doesn't really do anything crazy. I'm still, haven't entered my 30s yet, so maybe when I get older, I won't have this giant, crazy schedule, but for now, this is okay. Um, so yeah, that'll be that. That's pretty much my schedule. And see, um, let's see how much work I'm actually getting done. So in project time, what is this? I said 5 times 4 is 20. This is 3 times 3, 9. So that's 29. So that's almost 15 hours worth of just project work. This is not even my schoolwork at all. And so in terms of homework, what am I getting? 3, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 9 plus 8, 17, 23. It's almost 12 hours worth of homework. You know, it's actually pretty good. And in the case, you know, obviously there's a lot less homework going on than there is projects. That's why we have this miscellaneous. Anything can happen. If I need more time to do homework, then, you know, I'll switch this over to homework. If I'm pretty free, I don't have a lot going on, then I'll switch over to project. You know, it's just free time. And you know, when I first did this, I honestly was pretty upset. I was like, when I have no life, you know, I'm just gonna be doing school, I'm gonna be going to work, I'm gonna be doing homework all the time. But I think the nice thing about this is it's just a framework. You know, follow it as best as you can. When you don't know what to do with your time, just fall back on this. It's exactly what it's for. If you find yourself messing around, not doing anything you feel like you should be doing, fall back on the framework. You know, this will tell you exactly what you need to be doing. There's not a lot of detail here. The only detail I added was my project work because I'm pretty aware of what I'm doing at that time. But in terms of homework, I don't know. I don't know what I need to work on. It depends on how long it takes me to finish it. Sometimes I need to study a little bit more, so I'll add little notes. Especially the day before. Like tomorrow, I know for a fact I'm going to work on my, something for my, I forgot, it's like computational thinking class. So I need to work on that. I can probably finish it within this block, to be honest. And then I'll take my little break. You know, this isn't religious break. If I want to work longer, I can just keep going. Or if I'm gonna flow with my project, I can just keep going, you know? This is the amazing thing about my free day, is I can literally, if I wanna flow, this can happen. This is an option, you know, nothing will go wrong. This can literally happen. Or if I need more time to do work, you know, this can happen. I can just do this all day. These are the nice things about the days I don't have class or I don't have work. It's actually very, very convenient. But yeah, I can add more stuff here if I need to. So something I was upset about is like I said, I didn't think I was gonna have a life, but the thing about having this framework is it gives you the option to have a life. Since you're so consistent, you know, getting your projects done, getting your homework done. When it comes time after work, here I don't really, after I get out of work, anything can happen, you know. I would like to hit the gym, but, you know, if I miss it and one of my friends tells me ahead of time, like, hey, I want to hang out at some point, or if they're like nagging me on Friday night, like, hey, let's hang out tonight. I'm like, no, man, you know what, I'm busy, I can't. I can usually be like, hey, Saturday, or during the week if I want to. Usually Wednesdays are a pretty good day. If I work in the morning like this, I usually don't like to do anything on Thursday. But Wednesday, some days I go into work at 1 p.m. So on those days, I'll make exceptions on Thursday. Sometimes when I get out of work, after I work a late shift on Friday or Saturday, I'll go and hang out with them. But there's options, you know? And you can just add it in, whatever you want to do. You can be like, you can put like social, and do whatever you want. Use whatever color. Use like a brown. It's a terrible color, but that's all I had. Get out of brown, just do that, boom, and then just, you know, sacrifice a little sleep. It's not gonna kill you. But yeah, it's definitely not gonna kill you. You need those social times. It's okay to want to go out and hang out with your friends. You don't have to, you know, even these like motivational speakers and everything, they're saying like, you gotta you gotta sacrifice who you are for who you will become, which is true. You know, you can't be that guy who sits on YouTube for 2 hours and like, man, I have no time to do my projects, I have no time to do anything. You know, you gotta be that guy who has his shit together so that he gets his shit done and then he goes and hangs out with his friends. I'm sorry, cause it's kind of a bad habit. So yeah, that's that. So now I just want to talk a little bit about, you know, something I remember from back in the day. Back when I did college first time around, I was ridiculous, you know. I didn't work. I was in school full time. And I had 2 friends, and, you know, we'd hang out, we'd party. They weren't in school. One of them was in school sometimes. They were both in school on and off, but for the most part, they just worked. So they were always trying to hang out. They were always trying to meet up with girls, go to the bars, you know, do whatever. But I was supposed to be in school. So a little more than I should have, I would hang out with them. And in my mind, I was always like, you know what, I can catch up. I'll be fine. I got time. And so I would hang out with them, and then I would get home like pretty late, you know, around midnight. And then I would end up having to pull these all-nighters, you know, from midnight to 8, working on this project. And usually I would get done early in the semester, and then towards the end when we had those final projects, I would do the same thing, because in my mind I told myself, you know what, you did it before, you can do it again. And unfortunately, with those bigger projects, they're a lot more work. And around those times, you know, a lot is on the line. You have finals, you have final projects, you've got a lot of stuff going on. So one of the nights I pulled an all-nighter on a project. I don't even remember exactly what I was working on. And I had a final the next day. Not super early, but I needed to go and take it. And I ended up oversleeping, and I missed the final. And I'm sure you can add up what happened after that. And when I was first starting my journey, my friend told me I needed to get my act together. He's like, he sat down with me, and he helped me make my schedule. He said, you need your sleep. You need your sleep. I don't think you understand how important it is. You really messed yourself up back in the day because you weren't getting your sleep. He's like, make sure your sleep is sacred. You know, here and there you can miss a few hours. You're still pretty young, but for the most part, you want to be getting at least 6 hours. If you have 4 hours and you absolutely did everything you could to try and set that, then fine, you know. But if you only get 4 hours and you were out partying, or you were out hanging out with your friends or hanging out with girls, you know, that's not acceptable. So that's a sacrifice I had to make. I am making currently to better myself. But yeah, hopefully this video came out well. You know, unfortunately, I'm not going to be using this laptop much longer. I'm kind of happy my laptop comes in soon. It's been a good run. I've had this laptop for 5 years. Can you believe that? I'm going to miss it. I'll probably still use it for smaller projects. Keep it on the side, maybe be my travel laptop, something I just need for small tasks that I'm not too afraid of breaking or losing. But yeah, alright, catch you guys next time.